Well, hello. We're at episode 56 of Ask the Knight. Time for another round of 3 questions, and we start with the Co-92. Good honourable sir, how are you today? His question. With Disney owning all of Lucasfilm's property, would you like to see a 5th Indiana Jones movie? Actually, I would. I'm not a huge Indiana Jones fan, not because of, any dislikes or anything of that nature. I just never got into the movies because I was always probably watching something else. But when I did see things like Raiders of the Lost Ark and 1 or 2 other sequels, I found them to be enjoyable. I thought when Random DC told me the story of Kingdom of Crystal Skulls and that they were actually from aliens, I thought, okay, that's a little bit different. But I've always liked the character of Indy. Never, tried to be, superficial or anything like that. He, just came across as being, not so sure of himself in places, and the fact that he goes off to be this wild adventurer, part-time adventurer, when he's actually, a teacher. I always found that aspect somewhat interesting. Hope that. But to completely answer the question, yeah, I would like to see a 5th movie. It's provided Harrison Ford is able to do it, because considering he injured himself on the set of Episode 7, but we'll see. And we have a question from the man they call the Interesting Rider. Hello, good sir. How are you today? Is there anywhere in the UK you'd like to visit one day? Honestly, I'd like to visit Newcastle. From what I've been told, people are very warm and very friendly up there, and I think it's just the idea of being able to say that I visited. The other place I'd like to visit is where the A1 Pacific Tornado locomotive was assembled. I think that would be, in itself, would be an interesting place to visit, because some people know that I have a liking for steam trains, and when I got told that that was the first steam engine to be constructed in nearly 50 years, that seemed interesting to me. So I thought, yeah, so I'd definitely give that place a look. And we have one from the Phoenix. What are your hopes for Sonic's 25th anniversary? Right. We are 2 years away from the silver anniversary of The Hedgehog with Attitude. 25 years, quarter of a century since the Hedgehog first made his appearance in the Western world on June 23rd, 1991. What I'm looking for specifically is for the 25th to essentially take a similar route to what his 20th did some 3 years ago, but greatly expand upon it. So I would like to see another team up with classic and modern, but this time, because we've got Sonic Boom coming into the fray, why not 3 Sonics? Essentially, the first time since 93 we'll have Sonic 3 Day. I say this because in the UK, when we had the Game Gear, the Mega Drive, Genesis if you're in the States, and the Mega CD, we had Sonic Chaos for the Game Gear, we had Sonic Spinball, a title I still loathe to this day, for the Mega Drive, and we had Sonic CD for the Mega CD. The idea of, say, bringing classic, modern, and boom Sonic into a game, that is something I'd like to see. So three times the fun, 3 times the Hedgehog, and why not 3 Robotniks? Come on. Gives a whole new meaning to the term Sonic Triple Trouble. And also, if it is believed that Sony Pictures are looking to release the Sonic movie for 2016, that would just, cap off a fantastic way to commemorate Sonic's 25th anniversary. I think in some ways it's actually a good thing that they waited this long just to be able to do a movie like Sonic properly. Now, there are some people that don't want to see Sonic in a live action movie, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their particular taste and opinions, but for me, I'd like to see at least one, just to see if it can be done. And to be fair, with Eddie LeBron's 2013 Sonic movie, it shows it can be done. Now, when I say this in regards to the CG of Sonic, I'm in no way trying to disrespect Eddie. But if he had had more money and more time, he could have featured Sonic more in that movie and maybe had the movie last more than 20 minutes. Now, that is just a constructive criticism. As far as the movie goes itself, I actually enjoyed it from start to finish. Like I say, the only critiques I make is that Sonic could have been featured more, and if he had gotten more money to be able to do the CG, then maybe Sonic could have been more prominently featured. But in terms of how the physics and how Sonic reacted with light, shadow, and objects in the surrounding environment, I think Eddie and his team did a fantastic job. Now, considering it's going to be, from what I've heard, the same CG company that did things like Sonic Unleashed, it's like, okay, the CG in the CG cutscenes were very well done, so I'm looking forward to see what could be done there. And considering that this particular movie is going to have the same writers from the Fast and the Furious movies, it's like, okay, so they're going to go with a slightly edgier and mature Sonic. Now, some people are going to be up in the air and say, wait, they tried that with Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 360 and look how that backfired. I will concede that Sonic 360 is one of those things that looked good on paper, not very well executed. I tend to think Shadow was a decent game because they were trying new ideas. Now, this is the thing I keep coming back to people with in regards to Sonic. People may mock and narc on some of the decisions that Sega make with Sonic. They may narc it, they may knock it, they may put it down, but think about this. Sega at least try new ideas. But a lot of game companies like Zelda and Mario. Now, I got love for Mario. I think it's a decent icon, it's a decent game series, but they pretty much have him doing the same thing in every game. Whereas with Sonic, at least Sega try something new. Now with Sonic Generations, they tried to meet people halfway by bringing classic Sonic in and doing the classic design levels with a slight emphasis on 3D, and pleasing the new school fans with the 3D setup. So in regards to the movie, I'm not going to be giving an opinion until I at least see concept art, who's being cast, and until at least I see a teaser or a nice, reasonably length theatrical trailer. This is a thing that I think people need to remember. Wait till you see something first. If life has taught me anything, witness, then criticize. Hope that answers your questions. Now, you know the usual shtick by now. Send me a question to one of the social media links in the outro, comment section below, or leave it at the forum. We'd be great. We'd be so thankful to have you there, people. But until then, ask again.